you for joining me in this on-demand session for assessing your organization's readiness for deploying Microsoft 365 Copilot. My name is Jeff Cerreto, and I'm a product manager at CDW for Microsoft Modern Work. And if you're unfamiliar with CDW, we are a Microsoft Cloud Solutions partner with all 6 specializations and hundreds of coworkers dedicated to Microsoft. Our main focus is to helping customers plan, deploy, adopt, and manage Microsoft's growing portfolio of exciting solutions. Now, prior to recording this video, I went out and asked many of our customers what would they like to see us talk about at Ignite this year. And the number one topic, hands down, was Microsoft 365 Copilot and how to plan for deployment. After all, this is not something that we've ever seen before, right? Now, unfortunately for us, Microsoft 365 is not something we can deploy overnight. There are so many questions to ask and things to consider prior to launch. And in lieu of cramming in everyone with 200 generic questions into a 10-minute webinar, what I can provide is just enough to help you get the conversation started with 3 key areas to think about when assessing your readiness for Microsoft 365 Copilot. Now, these key areas actually align with one of our Readiness Workshop services. If you're new to hearing about our Readiness Workshop services, it's where CDW's Microsoft Solutions Architects help assess what the organization's goals are, determine which products fit, and then design a concrete plan on how to deploy. Over the course of the 5-day interactive session, our Solutions Architects can tailor design and orchestrate the deployment. So again, my goal is to arm you with enough to help you consider Microsoft 365 Copilot and what you need to think about. But if you need deeper, more personalized assistance, do consider signing up for a workshop. Pricing and calendar availability varies, so engage your CDW account manager if you're interested. Before we dive into my 3 key areas to assess your readiness, some quick housekeeping. First and foremost, let's talk about what this is not. This is not an overview of Microsoft 365 Copilot. There are far better people, smarter people that will be able to give you that rundown, and hopefully you've taken the chance to watch them already. But if not, throw this video into your backpack and go watch them, because those are definitely awesome videos, especially the demos. This is also not a technical deep dive into Microsoft 365 Copilot. I mean, sure, you're going to have takeaways that are going to lend itself into technical conversations, but this is not going to be a deep dive into Microsoft 365 Copilot and the nuts and bolts of it. Now, what is this? This is level 200, intermediate level conversation, preferably for business leaders. And my goal at the end of this is hopefully this provokes some thoughts, some ideas. Where do we go with Microsoft 365 Copilot? What do we necessarily need to think about before we jump in? Okay, so like I said, I divided our successful deployment into 3 areas of focus. First, what would a successful deployment look like in your organization? Next, what are the licensing and technical prerequisites? And what do you already have today? And lastly, how do we perform the deployment and support it in the long term? So for our first area, what would a successful deployment of M365 Copilot look like in your organization? We have to ask ourselves, what problems are we looking for M365 Copilot to solve? Is it perhaps worker productivity, retaining best-in-class talent, accelerating growth? Do you, your team, the stakeholders around the organization have expectations already for what it might be able to already do? And have you confirmed that they are indeed within the art of the possible? Or in other words, are we looking at M365 Copilot for the right use cases and outcomes? And P.S., have you explored Microsoft's portfolio of other AI solutions, such as Bing Chat Enterprise and Teams Premium? Have you identified which departments or teams within your organization could benefit from it? Is it just blanket everyone? Sure. Or are there specific personas or use cases that can help you make that business justification? Next up, let's discuss the licensing and technical prerequisites that exist for M365 Copilot today. Now again, I can't make this specific to you and your agreements, but I can at least give you what we know today. Now, M365 Copilot will be launching on November 1st. Hopefully that's not news. But some of the licensing prereqs. It requires that each user has a base license of 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗡 or 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗡. These will only be available in enterprise agreements, which have a minimum of 500 user licenses. 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 Copilot will be available for $30 per user per month. And 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 Copilot will require an initial order minimum of 300 user licenses. So if you do the math, $30 per user, 12 months, 300 users, it's about $108,000 per year. And we hope to see this soon in other licensing programs, namely the Cloud Solutions Provider program, which has a no minimum user requirement, or technically, I guess you could say one, which is a great fit for any size business, whether you're a small business or even if you're approaching that 500 user mark. Now is also a good time to consider other Microsoft solutions that tie into 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀 Copilot, such as Microsoft Purview. Within Microsoft Purview, you can review things like your current data governance policies, so 𝗦𝗽𝗲 is able to pull the right data for the right people. Okay, so we've done some of our pre-work. We know where our goalposts are, what each department needs, who would benefit, our budget, and any technical obstacles. We're ready to deploy, but how exactly should we do it? Every organization's different. Would it be in batches? Are there specific scenarios or teams we should prioritize on supporting? And once we've launched, do we have a roadmap to support this in the long term? And lastly, there are several other AI solutions and copilots that have since released, or we hope to see soon. Now is a good time to explore what's coming and how they may be able to help your organization next. Our goal today was to help you get the conversation started about assessing your organization's readiness for 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀 Copilot with 3 key areas: exploring what does success look like, what obstacles may stand in your way, and looking ahead, what's coming, what can we do to prepare. I encourage you to consider these points in your deployment, and for more specific, personalized workshops specific to your organization and the licensing agreements you have, consider reaching out with your CDW account manager to learn more about the service. Wishing you all a successful deployment of 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀 Copilot and the other exciting AI technologies to come.